Howdy. It's a little loud, huh?
Congratulations, obviously. Just give us the emotion right now. I mean, I think you felt pretty good afterwards that you were going to be in, but now it's official. How are you feeling?
Yeah, man, I was talking to Tim about this. Like, it's still, I don't know, it still hadn't really, like, set in. Like, it's everything, there's, you know, doing one thing after the other. It hasn't, I don't know, I'm still just kind of on cloud nine. Like, it doesn't feel real at this moment, but I'm sure, you know, when I get to see my family and all that and I get back and you know, have time in the hotel and all, it'll sink in, and who knows, maybe the tears will come out then, bro. This is, yeah, it's amazing.
We know what a big opportunity this is for everybody that steps in there. What was the feel stepping in tonight? Were there added nerves, pressure? What was the feel like?
Man, I think I was honest with myself that this was like a bigger fight, a bigger situation, and I knew going into it that, you know, those feelings might come up. So when they did start to come up, it wasn't like I had to like run from them or anything. It was more like, okay, they're here. Like, we knew this was going to happen. Now just, you know, embrace them and, you know, soak them in and let them have something spectacular come out of them rather than let them melt you, you know. So, yeah, there was definitely more nerves and all, but that's expected. You know, and each fight from here on out is going to get bigger and bigger, and, you know, that's going to keep happening. And I'll just, you know, keep soaking it in and hopefully keep doing that.
Obviously, highlight reel finish. You know, not to say that things weren't going your way, but it wasn't like, I mean, he was having some good moments as well, right? So at what point do you say, okay, let's ditch the standard shots and let's go with the spinning kick and the flying knee and see what happens there?
Well, man, I put him on the cage, or I got that takedown and then made him work against the cage. So I knew he had in his head that, okay, maybe he wants to wrestle a little bit, right? So when I started backing him up against the cage a little bit more, I did a little kind of level change, and I was like, oh, okay. And that level change, it's what loads up that flying knee, right? So I was like, well, let me just try it, and it worked. It works. So, yeah, I guess that's about it.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, now you're in. Give us the ideal scenario for a debut. I mean, are you needing some time off? Are you hoping to book quickly? Are you looking at a date? Are there opponents you want to call out already? What's the ideal scenario for your debut?
No, man, no call-outs just yet. I want to be active. I would like to try to get 6 fights in a year and a half. That's kind of like my timeline. As far as who it is or where it is, I'm not really sure. If Dustin ends up having a scrap, I would absolutely love to get on a card with Dustin. That's like a dream scenario that I've been telling my brother about for like 3 or 4 years. So if that manages to happen, then terrific. If not, then, you know, I just want to fight. We'll see where it goes, but I'm ready.
Curious, why is that the dream scenario? Why would you like to get in the car with Dustin?
Man, have you seen the guy? No, man, Dustin, I mean, I get to train with him. You know, I get to see him, and he's like a big reason. I don't want to say he's a big reason that, you know, seeing somebody at the top of the world in the sport like that, and getting to train with him, getting to interact with him, getting to talk with him, and seeing that he's a human being and a great one at that, it just makes everything real for you. You know, you have this idea, at least I did, of the NFL or whatever before I started martial arts, and even the UFC, that all these guys you see on TV, there's something inhuman about them. They're titans that you could never amount to and stuff like that. So seeing Dustin and seeing a lot of other guys around the UFC and being able to interact with them, you see they're just humans that they bleed just like you, but they keep going. They perform great things under pressure, and yeah, if I could share a card with him, you know, as somebody who looks up to him a lot, that'd just be incredible.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, bro.
The only thing for me, I think a lot of times when we see these guys come in there, we don't know the stories behind them. We don't know what sort of fans are going to be watching them and following them. There was a great shot of Lafayette. What's that location, and what was the deal with the whole watch party? So obviously you have people that are rooting for you back home.
Yeah, so that was back in Baton Rouge at a place called The House in Tigerland, and I don't know if y'all know, but there was a pretty decent sized storm that hit South Louisiana this week, and you know, Baton Rouge, a lot of them are without power and all that. New Orleans and South Louisiana, especially a little bit below them. So yeah, it was special getting to see, you know, everybody. There's trees down, there's power lines down, there's all kind of stuff down. To see people show up to a place like that to support you in the midst of all this craziness going on, you can't put words into it. The amount of energy, the amount of feeling you draw from that, it was tangible going into the fight, and now that I saw that crazy shot of, you know, everybody going nuts, I can't wait to get back and go see my people, you know.
That's awesome. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you, bro.
Ghost, congrats on the win. Fantastic finish. You couldn't ask for a better performance. Just to piggyback off of Kenny's, how good does it feel to kind of give everybody a nice distraction, and that you say, hey, here's a little bit of hope, get you guys away from the reality, and ride with me on this victory?
Yeah, no, man, it's fighting, at least to me, it's it does, I don't know, it's different than other sports to me. I played a lot of sports in my life, and you don't feel things quite as much as you feel fighting. And I don't know, you can just, there's so many parallels to fighting in life. And I mean, South Louisiana, we got knocked down recently by this hurricane, but if you watch it and if you've seen any of the history of Louisiana getting hit with storms and all that, the camaraderie and the togetherness that comes out of those storms is just, it's incredible. And somehow, some way, I don't know how, but everybody always comes back stronger. And that's something that I try to do in fights, and that's something that I get to see around in my community on a day-to-day basis. So as bad as everything was, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And to be, to be the manifestation of that, if you will, tonight, and the culmination of all that, I don't know. I'm just glad that I get to be a representative for, Baton Rouge and Lafayette and South Louisiana in general.
I'm sure they're proud of you, my man. And obviously, when Dustin goes up and challenges for that bet with Charles, how do you see that title fight going?
I see a knockout. No, I see. I mean, Dustin comes for war, bro, and he's dangerous everywhere. He's dangerous everywhere. So's Charles, for sure. But yeah, dude, I see Dustin getting the job done and turning it into a scrap, just like he does.
All right, congrats on the win and the contract.
Thank you, bro.